What's up, guys? We're about to show off some of the stuff for Sonic Riders Tournament Edition 1.4. I'm super excited. We got Exertile here and Bricks helping me out in the chat.
Oh,
so
yeah.
introduce yourself.
I have Exertile. I'm the current developer for SRTE.
Yes, he's our main coder.
Yes.
What's going on, guys? My name is Bricks, also Matt Wright HQ on Twitch. I'm just here because I'm cool.
He's
Hope
here
everyone's
to
having a good day.
co-host with us. Yeah, so I'm actually going to go into a couple of the quality of life changes that SRTE 1.4 brings. So we got a couple of simple stuff that we did, break out of the oven, you know what I'm saying? So first off, jumping out of run state. There we go. Your boy is here. Now speed types can, get on rails even if they don't have any air. So let's just bonk just like that.
Very nice.
Fly types being able to get on the fly path without actually, needing to be on the board. So that's one simple quality of life thing. It's kind of a no-brainer. Thought something, we'd be able to implement. Let me show you an interesting quirk about jumping from run, and that's that if you start charging your jump before and then you air out, so you'll actually retain the jump charge that you had. So if you were charging jump and then you air out right before the ramp, it'll keep the, you'll still be able to get the top path if you need to. So it still rewards the skill and strategic play that, it doesn't. We're trying to limit the frustrations, the normal frustrations. We asked ourselves, like, oh, what do people like get pissed off in a match? Like airing out right before a ramp. That's kind of frustrating. And yeah, so that could happen. Maybe you got hit right before. So things like that, That's the kind of questions that we've been asking ourselves. So we're going to show you a couple of buffs we made to speed types that are also technically quality of life changes. So as you can see right here, I'm going to take the ramp, boom, boost. So as you can see, I didn't need jump charge right there on that ramp. That's because we mined how the recipro extend mechanic works. That's right when you leave turbulence, you get a full max charge of air for a small period of time. And that allows you to basically, follow your opponent right after turbulence. It's sort of a comeback factor. What we did for speed type is right before you, go off a ramp or, a rail, you're actually able to get that recipro extend. Since recipro refers to, something that happens out of turbulence, we're probably just going to call it like an extension or something like that. So a rail extension, if you will.
Does rail extension work for all speed characters?
Yes, it does. The rail extension does work for every character in the game. And we'll show a couple of more stages where it's really useful. Let's see.
Specifically SS.
Yeah, I'm going to go it alone again.
So,
as you're explaining, Exo.
Yeah, so rail extension, it literally works on any like speed type. So meaning even if you play something like Grinder, for example, which grants you speed type, you will still, obviously get it. It's all based on if you can latch onto the rail in the first place. So all type characters, dual type or monotype, are able to get recipro extend off of the rail.
And what's cool about getting the recipro is that it starts when you land. So you can jump early, and just like that, you see I still got the max jump charge right there. So if you jump off, you can sort of preserve the extension when the extension's timer actually starts when you hit the ground. So you can jump off the rail at any point, and then as soon as you land, that's when the extension, aka the max jump charge, will begin.
Very nice.
We decided to make the bottom path a little bit faster. Overall, it's still a time loss, right? Because you are bad at game equals worse performance. So yeah. But as you noticed, that level 4 actually displays. You level up, you get a new air gauge, and the 4 is actually displayed. So it tells you that you're level 4 and displays it to you. Before, the only way to display it was that the exhaust trail changed to white. But now it looks a little bit more legit, a little less jank, and that's coolio. Yeah, so that's one of the cool little changes we're having. We're actually changing Amy to a power type, since she has she's got the hammer and she smacks stuff away, and E10R is being reverted back to a speed type, which is actually the type that he was in vanilla. Yeah, we changed Shadow to an all-rounder and Cream to an all-rounder. That makes Tails, the early booster, and Ulala, the early booster of speed type. So we switched around a couple of the archetypes just for fun.
Combat characters are going to be replacing the early boosters. They're pretty much like a more refined version of the early boosters.
Well, they're still essentially early boosters, but now they have better player interaction, hence the term of combat. Yeah, Cream became an all-rounder, so she's going to have a better time with gears like default gear. So she's, you know, going to be able to get a little bit of everything. The reason why Amy was changed to power type is because we previously didn't have the... We wanted the drift archetype of power type to be able to use bikes and skates, and that was really important to our new designs that we're going to show off, not in this stream, but later. So that's the main reason why Amy's power, because Itanar cannot ride skates or bikes. And as you can see, Shadow's default gear has a new texture, and this was made by Final Phoenix. We actually figured out how to inject textures like into the game's ISO. So you won't need a texture pack in order to see something different from like these existing new gears.
So yeah, more on the choo-choo rocket section. So we changed it a little bit. So we made it possible to grab both of the item boxes when you're going on the power path, so the red arrows. So this would buff air gears a little more if you weren't a power type. So as you can see, I can grab both of those boxes right there. And we also, oh fuck, we also changed around the air boxes in the power path. So at the 30 that was on the right side red arrow. That 30 air box has been moved over to the left side red arrow. So you can pretty much choose either if you go to the left side. Choose the left power path, you can get 20 rings and 30 air, meaning you get more rings but less air. Or if you choose to go to the right side power path, then you can get 10 rings and 50 air, so you get less rings but more air. It's all depending on what kind of situation you're in, so you can kind of choose that way.
Oh, so what you just saw right there is our new mechanic, the prime example of the new what's coming to 1.4. I just went through the tornado by holding the Z button, and that costed me about, it was like approximately 30% of my air, and I was able to go through the tornado. So if you're not able to dodge the tornado for whatever reason, or you don't want to dodge the tornado because you want to boost through the tornado and hit your opponent, and you have the air to spare, then you're able to actually do that. This is going to make interaction a lot more offensively driven. Though if you don't have enough air to go through the tornado, what'll happen is you'll still go through the tornado, but you'll break out into run, and you'll have like a little bit of an air debt.
This also kind of eradicates spamming tornadoes, because there is a few frame invincibility that you get when going through a tornado.
Yeah, so if there's a wall of like tornadoes for whatever reason, you'll only pay the cost of going through one of them. So it kind of makes spamming tornadoes near like a certain section or shortcut ineffectual, because you would just pay the cost for going through one tornado. Sort of like a lockout window. And that's how we sort of solved like spamming tornadoes with air boom and trap gears like that. Yeah, so to go hand in hand with the going through tornadoes, you know, paying an air cost, holding the Z button, we actually have a new mechanic, completely new to Sonic Riders, called the Tornado Slingshot. So now you have the choice to go through tornadoes, right, and pay an air cost, or if you're if you like intentionally go through the tornado and skim past it, you'll get a little bit of a speed boost. So it sort of encourages you to not hold the Z button and try and go through tornadoes, because there's a skill-based mechanic now where you want to get as close to the tornado as possible and skim right past it, and then get like that little speed boost.
Make a play.
Just like that.
Play with it.
Those are some big playmaking areas right here. So it's sort of like you could either choose the high risk, high reward strategy of going through, like skimming right past the tornado or getting hit by it. Medium reward and relatively low risk of going through the tornado. Well, actually, that's kind of high risk because you're spending a lot of air.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So obviously these two things do nerf tornadoes a lot. But tornadoes in general were always tend to be used in a defensive manner in competitive play, and that's something we want to move a little bit past, I guess. Since Turbulence is getting much faster and harder for the opponent to react to, it's going to make tornadoes a lot better because they're going to be a lot more difficult to react to. So we kind of have this new commitment-based system of, I'm going to go right, you know, past the tornado and pay an air cost, or I'm going to try and predict it and dodge it. Ooh. So as you can see here, this is just a small change to make the characters feel a little bit more different. This is a homage to Sonic R, so speed-type characters, similar to Sonic and Sonic R, are going to run slightly faster, but have a little bit worse turning while in run, and power-type characters are going to run slightly slower, and they're going to be able to turn better. So show it off for us.
Oh yeah, I hope I don't hit the airbox. See how tight that was? I literally bonked right there.
Yeah. So the difference is not like crazy, but it's pretty noticeable. And obviously this doesn't have an effect on normal like general gameplay, but you're gonna level up and get some extra speed at every level of run. So here's the big change. We removed the web from White Cave. One of the problems that we had with White Cave was that there's a little bit we wanted to have a little bit more stage to White Cave and a little bit more variety. So the web from White Cave is gone. It's still present in Green Cave, so you have that little extra difference between the two stages. There's a little bit more turbulence, a little bit more slipstream on this stage now. And it's probably not going to make a huge difference in terms of like the meta, but hopefully we've been playing it and the stage feels a little bit more fun this way.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so if there are 2 or more power types in the game, the power type objects will respawn about almost instantly, so that power types don't get, you know, the power type behind doesn't get like, you know, screwed over. But if there's like a power type and a non-power type, it'll respawn at a normal rate, so you can still follow power type characters into their respective power type paths.
So a very massive change to Dark Desert that we have managed to fix is the infamous collision fly skip, or collision fly glitch, pretty much. So what would happen in previous versions of the patch is that if you would, most of the times if you would go too fast, what would happen is you would most likely fall through the stage, which is obviously, you know, very bad. And it would, on top of that, it would respawn you way back. It wouldn't even respawn you near where you died, I guess. So now we have managed to fix that. You can enter the flight rings at any speed that you would like. Literally any speed fits this, and you won't clip anymore, which is really good, as that was the sole reason people didn't like playing flight types on the stage, and now you are free to play flight types once again. Every character is now able to pick a Blue Star 2. As you see, all board riding characters, of course. Obviously, Eggman doesn't have the ability to do that because that would be awesome, but he can't do that, sadly. So yeah, every board riding character has the ability to play Blue Star 2. It is basically a retexture version of Auto Slider.
Done by Lix, yeah?
Yeah.
He helped
so this texture that we have on currently is done by Lix, yeah.
Gosh,
features. I made it.
So the regular skip of DD is...
Ow!
Eat that ass, bro.
Damn.
Get that ass, man.
Smack.
The regular skip for Digital Dimension is going to be a lot easier and safer to go for now because the hands are removed from the stage.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Super Hang-On has level 4, and the only thing that's changed is... So its boost speed stays the same and everything, but all random boxes are now speed shoes, which is complementary to its ability of being able to get to the pets a lot faster. So hopefully it tightens up its weaknesses a little bit more. Still has to pick up guaranteed boxes from there, so it's not like every box is speed shoes now. So how this gear works right now is you start off with no type, and then when you get level 2, you get your type back. So whatever the character was, you get that type back. So if you're a speed type, you get speed type back. And then level 3, you get fly type. And then level 4, you get power type. So basically, this is a different, innovative take on an all-type gear, where it doesn't have all-type at like the beginning of the stage.
Hopefully, you'll enjoy playing them as much
Remember,
as you
guys,
enjoy watching them.
Everything is subject to change, so you know, don't get you know, too super invested with something that we've shown you, because we could always change it if it doesn't work out, you know. Like I said, we're doing a lot of experimental stuff, and we're really trying to push something new for the game. So again, I appreciate you guys bearing with us. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Yeah, thanks for watching the broadcast, and until next time, guys. Protagonist out. Bricks, you want to plug anything that you didn't plug?
No, I'm all good, thank you very much.
There's the plug.
Ridercast.
Yeah.
Boom triggered it.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next time. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
See you later, guys. Take care.